If you're one of the people who commented asking where your snow is, this video is specifically for you. If you're dealing with temperature whiplash giving you migraines, this is for you. If you're confused why your town gets nothing while the town 50 miles away gets buried, this is for you. Comment your city and state right now, not later, right now. Because I'm building a custom forecast map based on the top 50 most commented locations. Your city gets featured if you comment. Simple as that. Here's what I'm hearing from you. And I'm listening, really listening. Cincinnati. Parent with a 7-year-old who's been disappointed all week. Every forecast shows snow everywhere around you. But you? Nothing. I'm going to explain exactly why that happens and when your turn might come. Tennessee. Multiple comments begging for snow. Chattanooga. Roan Mountain. Northeast Tennessee. You're cold but dry. The worst combination. I've got timeline for when moisture returns to you. Texas and Louisiana, desperate for rain. Dallas having one of the driest Decembers on record. Northwest Louisiana saying they need it bad. I'm going to tell you exactly when rain arrives. Buffalo. Someone said this reminds them of winters from the 1960s. You're loving it. Most people would be complaining. But you? This is your element. I respect that. Florida. Multiple comments saying you're freezing, using heaters. Pool memories from last New Year's making this even more surreal. Someone mentioned iguanas falling from trees. That's real. That happens below 40 degrees. Now, 30 seconds into this video, here's your reward. At the 5-minute mark, I'm explaining the one atmospheric concept that will help you predict your own weather for the rest of winter. It's called the meridional jet stream pattern. Sounds complicated. It's not, and once you get it, you'll understand why January is about to go crazy. But first, the numbers. Because numbers don't lie. 24 to 30 inches. That's the snow forecast for areas south of Buffalo through Thursday morning. Not over the next month. The next 72 hours. 13 inches. That's what Syracuse got since last night. One commenter reported it. They're getting more. 15 inches. Gaylord, Michigan in 2 days. Northern Michigan is getting destroyed. 7 inches. Middle Eastern Ohio. Someone said they woke up to 7 unexpected inches. Still coming down. 4.5 inches. Southwestern Pennsylvania, overnight, roads went from grass yesterday to blanketed by morning. 19 degrees feels like -4. Western New York right now, that wind off Lake Erie is brutal. 54 degrees to 19 degrees, Maryland in 12 hours. That's not a cold front. That's a temperature guillotine. 18 degrees now, upper 50s by Sunday. Mid-Missouri, that's a 40-degree swing in less than a week. Your body can't process that. The comment about sinuses and migraines, that's not weakness. That's biology. Rapid barometric pressure changes trigger real physiological responses. Stay hydrated. Rest when you can. This is real. Now, comment your location. Because I'm about to go deep on specific areas and yours might be next. Let me address the lake effect question because this is fundamental. Why does Buffalo get 3 feet while Cincinnati gets nothing? It's not random. It's science. Lake effect snow requires 3 ingredients: cold air, warm water, and the right wind direction. Cold air flows over relatively warmer lake water. The Great Lakes are around 40 degrees right now. The air flowing over them is around 10 degrees. That 30-degree temperature difference is massive. The air warms rapidly, picks up moisture, and then hits the downwind shore. It rises, cools, and dumps that moisture as snow. But here's the critical part. Wind direction determines who gets buried. Right now, winds are northwest. That means air flows from northwest to southeast across Lake Erie. Buffalo is perfectly positioned on the southeast shore. Maximum fetch, maximum moisture pickup, maximum snow. Erie, Pennsylvania, same thing. Southeast shore of Lake Erie, getting hammered. Cleveland is on the south shore. Still gets lake effect, but less fetch. Less snow. Cincinnati? You're not downwind of any Great Lake. You're in the Ohio River Valley. No lake effect for you. That's why your 7-year-old is disappointed. Geography. But here's your hope. Next week, the pattern shifts. Storms will start tracking out of the Rockies through the Ohio Valley. You could get in on that. Not lake effect, but system snow. Tell your daughter to be patient. Tennessee, same story. You're south of the lake effect zones. You need Gulf moisture. You need a storm track that brings it north. This week, you're cut off. Next week, the door opens. When the jet stream dips and Pacific storms cross the Rockies, Gulf moisture gets pulled north. That's when you get precipitation. Could be rain, could be snow, depends on temperatures. But moisture is coming. Texas, Dallas, Houston. You need rain badly. Someone commented, bugs won't die because it keeps hitting 85. That's a real problem. Bugs need killing freezes. You haven't had them. Plus, drought, fire danger, dry vegetation. It's a mess. Here's your timeline. This weekend, you warm up. 70s, maybe 80s in South Texas. Dry air. Not helpful. But Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week, the jet stream dips. Pacific moisture comes over the Rockies. That should bring you rain. Finally, not this week. Next week, Louisiana, same timeline. Northwest Louisiana, I saw your comment, you're in drought, next week brings hope. Northeast Georgia, same thing, desperately dry. Next week is when moisture arrives. Now, Colorado, multiple comments asking if you'll ever get snow. Mountains are getting pounded. Vail, Aspen, all the ski resorts are happy, but Denver and the Front Range, warm and dry. You're frustrated. Here's why. Right now, the jet stream is north of you. Pacific storms are hitting the Pacific Northwest, not you. But next week, that jet stream dips south. When it dips south, storms track over Colorado. That's when Denver gets snow. Be patient. Your turn is coming. At the 5-minute mark, I promise to explain the meridional jet stream pattern. Here it is. The jet stream is a river of air about 30,000 feet up. It steers weather systems. When it's zonal, it flows straight west to east. Storms move quickly. Weather changes are gradual. That's been the pattern for most of December. Now, it's going meridional. That means it's buckling. Big dips south, big ridges north. When it dips south, it brings Arctic air down. When it ridges north, it brings warm air up. Meridional patterns create extremes, temperature swings, big storms, severe weather, winter storms, everything amplifies. That's what we're moving into. That's why January is going to be wild. For you, that means two things. If you've been warm and dry, you're about to get storms. If you've been cold and snowy, you're about to get breaks. The pattern becomes volatile, active, unpredictable day to day, but predictable in terms of overall flavor. Now, specific location forecasts. Because you commented, I'm responding. Marietta, Georgia. 25 degrees this morning. You asked about Fort Wainwright, Alaska. Here's the irony. Fort Wainwright is warmer than you right now. Mid-30s. Alaska is mild while Georgia freezes. The cold air normally over Alaska has been displaced south. Over you. By this weekend, you warm back up. 50s and 60s. But tonight and tomorrow, stay bundled. Tampa Bay. The Iowa transplant who chuckled at 27-degree wind chill warnings. I get it. In Iowa, that's shorts weather. But context matters. Florida buildings aren't insulated. Florida people don't have winter coats. Florida infrastructure isn't built for cold. So even mild cold is problematic. Respect that difference. Central Florida. The pool memories from last New Year's. That's the temperature whiplash. Pool weather to freeze warnings. Your body remembers that warmth. Makes the cold feel worse. This weekend, you warm back up. By Monday, you could be back in the 60s. Buffalo, the person reminiscing about 60s winters. You're getting your wish. Old-fashioned winter. 2 to 3 feet of lake effect. This is what real winter looks like. For those of us who love it, this is heaven. For everyone else, it's hell. You're in the heaven camp. Enjoy it. Northeast Ohio. Shoveled a lot this morning. You're in the Cleveland snow belt. Lake effect off Erie. you're going to shovel a lot more. Through Wednesday, bands keep firing. Invest in a good snowblower if you don't have one. Your back will thank you. Syracuse, 13 inches since last night. Someone else said a foot since 11 p.m. You're getting crushed. Bands off Lake Ontario are relentless. By Thursday, you could have 2 feet total. Maybe more in the heaviest bands. If you have an older house, consider roof snow removal. That weight adds up. Gaylord, Michigan, 15 inches in 2 days, you're in the sweet spot. Or terrible spot, depending on perspective. Lake effect off Michigan and Huron. Both lakes feeding you snow. You're not done. Another foot possible by Thursday. Southwestern Pennsylvania. Hit, then thawed, then hit again. That's the worst. You can't ever finish clearing because it keeps coming back. Freeze-thaw cycles make everything harder. Ice under snow. Slush that refreezes. It's exhausting. Hang in there. Western New York. 19 feels like -4. That wind is the killer. Northwesterly winds off the lake at 30 to 40 miles per hour. It cuts through everything. Full face coverage when you go outside. Exposed skin freezes in minutes. Maryland, 54 in the morning to 19 in the evening. That 35-degree drop breaks people. It's not just cold, it's the speed of the change. Your body can't adjust. Blood vessels constrict rapidly. That triggers migraines, sinus pressure, joint pain. The comment about keeping the house at 72 for reptiles? Smart. Basking bulbs alone aren't enough in that cold. Secondary heat sources are necessary. Mid-Missouri, 18 now, upper 50s Sunday, low 70s Christmas Day. Someone called it bipolar weather. That's accurate. This is exhausting. Every day requires different clothing. You can't adjust. Just when you acclimate to cold, it warms up, then it crashes again. This is what meridional jet stream patterns do. Extremes, back and forth. Volatile. Eastern Ontario. 5 degrees feels like -13. Wondering who stole your snow? The ice storm that was predicted turned out to be mist. You dodged a major bullet. Ice storms are worse than snow. Power outages, dangerous roads, tree damage. You got lucky with mist. Now, let me address some questions I saw in comments. What does gold color on the map mean? Gold typically indicates values beyond the normal scale. If purple is the extreme end showing 30 degrees below average, gold shows 40+ degrees below average. It's off the chart cold. Is Indiana Midwest or Ohio Valley? Both. Northern Indiana is Midwest. Southern Indiana along the Ohio River is Ohio Valley. These regions overlap. Depends on what map you're looking at. What happened to the term wind chill factor? It's still the same concept. We now call it feels like temperature or wind chill. It's the perceived temperature on exposed skin based on actual air temperature and wind speed. Same measurement, different terminology. Why don't you mention Toronto when you mention small New York towns? Fair criticism. Toronto is huge, bigger than Buffalo, deserves mention. Honestly, it's because I focus on US weather primarily and Canadian data is sometimes on different systems. But you're right, I'll work on better coverage. Why are thumbnails so clickbaity? I get this frustration. Reality is YouTube algorithm rewards dramatic thumbnails. Dramatic thumbnails get more views. More views mean more people get warned about dangerous weather. It's a necessary evil. But I understand it bothers some people. Do you have an Android app? Not yet. It's been requested multiple times. Something I'm considering. For now, YouTube is the primary platform. Should you add NFL game impacts? Brilliant idea. Weather dramatically affects football. Cold affects ball flight. Wind affects passing games. Snow affects footing. I'll start incorporating that. Why does video length expand from 5 minutes to 43 minutes? Detailed question. I'm thorough. Some appreciate comprehensive information. Others want brevity. I err on the side of giving you everything you need. But I hear the feedback. I'm working on being more concise without losing critical information. Now, safety tips based on comments. Snowblower test run. Someone suggested everyone test their snowblowers. Perfect advice. They sit all summer, often won't start when you need them. Test today. Change oil, fresh gas, new spark plug if needed, emergency car kit, blanket, food, water, anything to keep you warm. This saves lives. Add shovel, sand or kitty litter, jumper cables, flashlight, first aid kit, phone charger. Keep it in your trunk all winter. Check on elders. Multiple comments emphasize this. Elderly neighbors are vulnerable. A 5-minute check could save a life. Make sure they have heat. Make sure they have food. Make sure they're okay. Pet safety. Don't leave pets exposed too long. They get hypothermia and frostbite too. If it's too cold for you, it's too cold for them. Tire pressure. Temperature drops affect tire pressure. Every 10-degree drop equals 1 psi lost. Check tires weekly in winter. Underinflated tires are dangerous on ice and snow. Hospital workers. Someone mentioned working at a hospital in the winter of 1978. Hospitals don't close. Healthcare workers get there before plows. They risk their lives for us. Thank them. They're heroes. Road crews. Northern Michigan commenter thanked road crews. Average yearly snowfall 160 inches. Those crews work around the clock. They're away from families. They're cold. They're tired. They keep us safe. Thank your plow drivers. Now, the pattern forecast going forward. Today, Monday, December 30th, lake effect continues. Buffalo, Erie, Watertown, Syracuse, Northern Michigan, you're still getting pounded. Tuesday, December 31st, New Year's Eve. Coldest morning of the week for most. Florida in the 20s. Wind chills below zero in the northern tier. Wednesday, January 1st. New Year's Day. Lake effect finally winds down, but cold persists. Not a great day to be outside celebrating. Thursday, January 2nd. Alberta Clipper brings light snow to inland areas. Chicago, Fort Wayne, Cleveland, Cincinnati. Coating to 2 inches. Not a lot, but enough to make travel messy. Friday and Saturday, January 3rd and 4th. Pattern begins to shift. Ridge builds over southern plains. Texas warms up, but stays dry. Unfortunately, Sunday and Monday, January 5th and 6th. Storm system impacts southeast. Isolated strong storms possible. Heavy rain, nothing organized severe. Tuesday through Thursday, January 7th through 9th. This is the critical period. Jet stream dips, storms eject over Rockies. 2 possible outcomes. If cold air is in place, winter storm. If warm air is in place, severe weather. Both are on the table. Beyond that, models diverge, but the overall pattern is clear. Active, volatile, extremes, call to action. This is where you help yourself and your community. Comment your city and state. Top 50 locations get featured in follow-up content. Be specific. Like this video. Algorithm shows liked videos to more people in your area. Your like warns your neighbor. Subscribe. Pattern evolves daily. Updates coming constantly. Don't miss them. Notifications on. Bell icon. Emergency updates when storms threaten. Immediate alerts matter. Share with people who need it. Elderly relatives, long commuters, anyone not paying attention, information saves lives when shared. Let me address the skeptics because I saw several comments. You say this every day. Sometimes patterns persist. I'm not going to stop warning you just because it's repetitive. Repetition keeps you safe. This guy hasn't been right in weeks. Weather forecasting isn't perfect. Models change, storms shift. But I'd rather overwarn than underwarn. If I'm wrong and you're safe, no harm. If I'm silent and you're in danger, that's on me. It's just winter. Yes, but not all winters are equal. This is extreme winter. Lake effect producing 2 to 3 feet. Temperature swings of 30 to 40 degrees. Patterns setting up for major storms. That's beyond normal. I unsubscribe because thumbnails are too clickbaity. I respect that decision. If thumbnails bother you more than the information helps you, I understand. But for most people, the information is worth tolerating the thumbnail's spiritual component. Because in difficult times, this matters. The comment about whoever's playing with the thermostat causing migraines, that got 76 likes. It resonated because it's true. We're not in control. We like to think we are, but nature reminds us otherwise. That's humbling. It drives us to community, to faith, to dependence on God and each other. That's not weakness, that's wisdom. The comment about building snowmen and snow angels, finding fun in difficulty. That's the right attitude. Kids see adventure. Maybe we should too. The comment about 80 days until spring, counting down. That's okay. Winter is hard. Acknowledging that doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're human. Bottom line, this pattern is real. Lake effect continues through Wednesday. Cold persists through Thursday. Pattern shifts next week. Storms coming. Some areas get long-awaited moisture. Some areas get more snow. Volatility increases. Your specific concerns have been addressed. Cincinnati, your snow might come next week. Tennessee, moisture returns soon. Texas and Louisiana, rain is coming. Colorado, Denver, snow possible next week. Florida, warmth returns this weekend. Buffalo and Syracuse, hang in there. You're almost through this. Prepare now. Stock supplies, check equipment, help neighbors, stay informed. Your engagement builds community. Comment, like, subscribe, share. Together we're stronger. Winter is hard. But you're harder. Stay safe, stay warm, stay connected. God bless. Next update Thursday, January 2nd. Until then, watch the skies.